I never thought dumping a body would feel like coming home. But there I was, in the rain-slicked alley behind Mom's Soho gallery, heaving the weighted duffel into the back of that stolen Uber. My hands slick not with rain, but with the ghost of her perfume, Chanel No. 5. The scent she'd worn the day she framed me for embezzlement and watched me get hauled off in cuffs. 6 years in Rikers for her mistake, and now, wearing her face like a mask I couldn't rip off, I was finally evening the score. God. It felt biblical. The machine hummed like a devil's whisper when I first activated it, tucked away in the sub-basement of her empire. That black market neural swap rig she'd funded with dirty money from tech bros who dreamed of cheating death. One flash of light, a jolt like lightning through my veins. And suddenly I was her, Ariana Voss no more. But Evelyn Voss, queen of the New York art scene, mother of the year in glossy mags, architect of my ruin. I blinked into her vanity mirror that first morning, her Botox-smooth skin staring back, and whispered, "Your move, Mom." But the real shock? Realizing how deep her secrets ran, and how I'd have to gut them all to make her beg. It started with those earrings. I'd been 19, scraping by on barista shifts in Brooklyn, saving every tip for her 50th birthday. Mom was already climbing, curating for billionaires, rubbing elbows at MoMA galas. Her laugh like champagne bubbles in those photos she'd post. I surprised her at the gallery opening, the box wrapped in silver paper, my heart pounding like I'd proposed. "For the woman who gave me everything," I'd said, clipping them onto her lobes myself. She hugged me tight, tears in her eyes, real ones. Or so I thought. "My Ariana, you're my masterpiece." Fast forward 6 years. I'm out on parole, hollowed by concrete walls and the kind of stairs that strip you bare. Mom's picked me up in her Tesla, all apologies and air kisses, promising a fresh start. "We've both suffered, darling. Let me make it right." Suffering? Try rotting while she cashed checks from the very collectors I'd stolen from. But I played along, crashing at her penthouse, glass walls overlooking the Hudson. Staff who called me Miss Voss like I hadn't just done time for her fuck-up. That's when I found it. Late night, insomnia gnawing like old cell block regrets. I wandered to the kitchen for water. The trash chute hummed open, and there, in the compactor bin below, because of course her high-tech life couldn't handle actual garbage trucks, was the bag. Ripped it open on instinct, sifting through eggshells and kale stems, my fingers brushing cold metal. The earrings. Tarnished. Chains snapped, nestled like a bad joke amid her discarded dreams. My gift. Tossed. Like me. Rage hit like a freight train. I clutched them, the diamonds cutting my palm, and that's when the pieces clicked. The embezzlement? Not a slip, her ledger, hidden in that Birkin bag I'd borrowed once. Falsified invoices, laundered through fake sales. She'd pinned it on me, her troubled daughter, to shield her rise. Deep betrayal doesn't cover it. It was surgical, a mother's love weaponized. And the power? Evelyn Voss wasn't just an art dealer. She was the silent partner in a neural tech startup, peddling body swap prototypes to the elite, immortality hacks for the 1%. Secrets buried deeper than bodies. I didn't sleep. By dawn, I was in her wine cellar, pounding Merlot straight from the bottle, plotting. Call the cops? They'd laugh, parolee accusing the darling of the scene. Confront her? She'd gaslight me into another breakdown. No. I needed inside her head. Literally. Her lab was a fortress, biometric locks, and NDAs thicker than the walls. But I'd grown up dodging her moods, picking locks on her private drawers since I was 10. Slipped in that afternoon while she schmoozed at a Hamptons brunch. The rig looked like a dentist's chair crossed with an MRI machine, wires snaking to a helmet pulsing blue. Schematics on her desk. Project Echo, Consciousness Transference version 2.1. Notes in her scroll. Test on self first. Ariana viable donor if complications. Donor. My blood ran cold. She'd planned this? Swap me out if her empire teetered? I didn't hesitate. Strapped in. Synced her biometrics from a stolen hairbrush bristle. Hit initiate. The world dissolved in static. Voices overlapping, mine. Hers. Echoes of every lie she'd whispered. Then, snap. I was staring at my own body slumped in the chair, but through eyes that weren't mine. Evelyn's eyes. I stumbled to the mirror, her reflection smirking back. 52. Flawless. Powerful. Hello, Mother, I purred, her voice silk over razor wire. First order, reconnaissance. I paraded through her day as her lunch with collectors at Le Bernardin, where I charmed bids for a Basquiat she'd acquired shady. Every nod, every deal, I catalogued the rot. Her partner, Victor Hale, Silicon Valley transplant, daddy to the tech, was in deep. They'd met at a TED Talk on consciousness. He funded Echo. She laundered the profits through art. But Victor? He was the muscle. The one who'd buried the first test subject, a whistleblower intern, in a Jersey pine barren's grave. Mom knew. Hell, she'd toasted to it. By evening, back in the penthouse, I faced me, my old body, groggy, eyes wild as she came to. Ariana? What the fuck? I clamped a manicured hand over her mouth, and leaned in. Sho. Darling. It's Mommy now. Her terror was exquisite. Muffled screams as I zip-tied her to the guest room bed. You took 6 years from me. Fair's fair. I gag her with one of her Hermes scarves. Left her thrashing. Controversial? Hell yes. Kidnapping your own mother in her skin. But justice in America isn't clean. It's a street fight with lawyers and lies. Night 1 in her body. I hacked her emails from the clawfoot tub, bubbles hiding my trembling hands. Secrets spilled. Affairs with Victor's rivals. Bribes to city council for gallery tax breaks. The embezzlement trail leading straight to her. But the kicker? The crime I'd borne wasn't just money. That in turn, she'd discovered Mom's side hustle, swapping consciousnesses for blackmail. Rich folks paying to try on rivals' lives, stealing secrets. I'd been the fall guy not just for cash, but to cover the first botched swap that fried a Mark's brain. Mom's mistake. My sentence. Rage boiled anew. I started small. Cancelled her Hamptons fundraisers. Citing family emergency. Leaked anonymous tips to page 6 about her erratic behavior. Spotted ranting at staff. Which was me practicing her venomous laugh in the mirror. Her world cracked. Whispers in boardrooms. Victor called. Voice like gravel. Eve. What's this about pulling from Echo? Investors are spooked. I played coy. Evelyn's purr. Darling. Priorities. Ariana's. Unstable. Let him stew. By day 3, my old body, Mom trapped inside, was weakening. Unfed save for protein shakes, I forced down her. Her eyes. My eyes. Pleaded. Swap back. She'd rasp when I ungagged. This isn't you. I laughed. Her laugh. Oh, but it is. You made me this way. Controversial decision 1. I dosed her with sedatives. Not lethal, but enough to blur her edges. Mercy or cruelty? In the swap, I'd glimpsed her mind, flashes of regret, but drowned in ambition. She'd do worse. The real play, Victor. I lured him to the penthouse that Friday. Candles and Cabernet. Evelyn's seduction playbook. He arrived in a Brioni suit, reeking of entitlement, eyes hungry.
Eve, talk to me.
Echoes gold, immortality. Baby. Why sabotage? I poured. Watched him drink the spiked glass, nothing fatal. Just truth serum from her own lab stash. Because it's poison.
Vic.
Like you. His pupils dilated, tongue loosening. Confessions poured. The intern's murder. The swaps on politicians for votes. Mom's eager sign-off. I recorded it all on her phone, hidden in the décolletage. But power's a drug, and I was hooked. That night, post-Victor passed out on the rug. I donned her gala gown, Vera Wong crimson, clinging like guilt, and hit the Mets benefit. As Evelyn Voss, I toasted the crowd. Donors, senators, the elite who'd buy souls if priced right. Then, mid-speech, I dropped the bomb. Ladies and gentlemen, art isn't just beauty, it's truth.
And tonight,
I confess, my empire's built on lies. Gasps rippled. I cued the Victor audio on the AV system, his voice booming, incriminating her.
us.
Echo. Chaos erupted, flashes popping. Screams. Security swarming. I slipped out in the melee. Evelyn's heels clicking like gunfire. Back home. Sirens wailed distant. Mom, in my body, stared from the bed, for drip beeping her dehydration. You destroyed me, she whispered, voice cracking. Not begging yet. I knelt, stroked her, my cheek.
No, Mom.
You destroyed us first. The earrings? That was the hook. This. I gestured to the city lights fracturing through rain-streaked glass. This is the gutting. Dawn broke gray. Feds at the door. I answered as Evelyn, composed, offering tea. Agents, let's talk. Turned state's evidence on Victor. On Echo, plea deal in my back pocket. Courtesy of a crooked lawyer I'd charmed. Mom watched from the shadows. Bound. Her empire crumbling via CNN on mute. Betrayals echo. She'd taught me poise. Now it was my news for her. But the climax loomed. Victor, arrested at LaGuardia, flipped fast, blamed her entirely. Her assets frozen. Gallery raided. I visited her in holding, finally swapping back in a black site cell. The rig smuggled in by a guard on payroll. The jolt reversed. And there I was, Ariana again. Scrawny. Scarred.
Free.
She blinked into my face. Hers now, but cuffed to the table. Ariana.
Please.
It was for you. To protect. Lies. But doubt crept. In her mind, during the swap, I'd seen fragments, a younger Evelyn. Desperate. Victor's threats not just to her, but to me collateral if she didn't frame someone. The intern? She'd targeted Mom. Not the other way. My mistake. A setup to keep me safe. Out of the crossfire. Protection. Twisted. Twist hit like vertigo. The truth reversed. Mom hadn't betrayed out of ambition. She'd sacrificed me to shield me from Victor's real game, human trafficking via swaps. Bodies for the rich. I'd borne the crime. Yes, but it saved my life. Her secrets? A vault against him. And the earrings? Tossed in panic. Cleaning house before feds closed in. Not disdain. She begged then, across the table. My old, eyes wet. Come back, baby. Swap again. Fix this. I did it for you. Controversial choice. Mercy or myth. I stood. Walked out. Left her to the wolves. Victor's trial her pyre. Happy ending? For me. Maybe new life. Clean slate. The city mine without her shadow. But as I hailed a cab in the drizzle, earrings in my pocket, I wondered, was revenge justice? Or just another cage? The debate raged in my head, endless as New York's hum. Mom rotted in Attica now. Letters pleading for visits I ignored. Victor? Life without parole. Echo dismantled.
Me?
Ariana Voss, curator at a Brooklyn co-op. Building small. But some nights, I dream her voice. Masterpiece. And I wake clutching the diamonds, wondering if I'd swap back, just to hear her beg again. Weeks blurred into months post-swap, but the itch lingered like phantom limbs from a body that wasn't mine anymore.
Ide raklaj Matariana's frama.
All sharp elbows and faded tattoos from Riker's ink sessions, but Evelyn's poise clung, a ghost in my gait. Therapy? Please. In America, we medicate the fallout, not unpack it. Prozac dulled the edges, but not the what-ifs. What if I'd let her rot in my skin forever? What if the twist wasn't protection, but another layer of her control, making me the villain in her redemption arc? I dove into anonymity, crashing on a friend's futon in Bushwick, waitressing at a hipster diner where tips came with unsolicited TED Talks on resilience. You're glowing, girl, my coworker Lena said one shift, slinging lattes to tech bros nursing hangovers. Glowing? Try seething. The news cycle had chewed Mom's scandal like gum. Page 6 headlines screaming, Art World Empress falls, embezzlement, blackmail, and body-snatching horror. Victor's trial was cable gold. Witnesses spilling on Echo's underbelly, swaps for corporate espionage. Politicians visiting donors' minds to rig bids. Mom's testimony? A masterclass in deflection. Pinning it all on him. Her tear-streaked face on every screen. I was coerced. My daughter. She suffered most. Suffered. The word twisted like a knife. I watched from a dive bar, nursing a cheap IPA, as pundits debated, victim or villain. Her base, those Park Avenue. Matrons who'd bought her lies with Basquiat's rallied. GoFundMe for legal fees hitting 6 figures. Evelyn Voss, framed by the patriarchy. Hashtags trended. Me? A footnote. The troubled daughter who'd snapped. Anonymous leaks, I'd been careful. But paranoia bred ghosts. Was she reaching out through proxies? Pulling strings to drag me back? The call came on a Tuesday. Burner phone buzzing on my nightstand. Unknown number. But her cadence. Ariana. It's Lena. From the diner? Your mom. She wants to see you. Lena? The coworker? Bullshit. I traced it later. Burner bought at a bodega near Attica. Mom's play. Through some lawyers in turn. Controversial urge. Hang up. Or hear her out. I drove north that weekend. The throughway a ribbon of regret under overcast skies. Prison visits in upstate New York feel like purgatory, barbed wire framing cornfields. The American dream curdled. She looked smaller and orange, hair limp without her highlights. But those eyes, Evelyn's eyes, still schemed. Plexiglass between us. Receiver greasy in my grip. You came. Not a question. A hook. I leaned in, voice low. Not for you. For answers. She smiled. Faint. Like cracking porcelain. The earrings. I didn't toss them to hurt. Victor's men swept the penthouse, evidence hunt. They were in a safe.
Darling.
I lied to protect. Save it. But the twist gnawed. In her mind, during the swap, I'd glimpsed files, Victor's ledger. My name circled in red. Leverage, daughter. She'd framed me to bait him. Expose his trafficking ring. The intern? His plant? Killed when she got too close. My 6 years? Bait. Yes. But also shield. Rikers kept me off his radar. Deep secret. Mom had been building the case against him for years. Echo her Trojan horse. Betrayal? Or the ultimate sacrifice? She leaned closer, breath fogging the glass. Swap back happened, but the link lingers. Echoes echo, residual neural ties. I feel you, Ariana. Your rage. Let me fix it. Fix? Her empire gone. But whispers of a book deal. Netflix true crime pitch. Powers elastic. She was rebounding. I saw it then. The maw of her ambition. Swallowing evenness. You gambled my life, I said. And lost. Driving back. Rain lashing the windshield. I pulled over at a rest stop. Puked IPAs and bile. Controversial decision to burn the bridge. Or cross it. I called my parole officer. Anonymous tip on her GoFundMe fraud.
Petty?
Maybe. But it stalled her. Headlines shifting. Voss cash grab halted amid new allegations. Satisfaction soured quick. Revenge's aftertaste is ash. Back in the city, life clawed normalcy. I landed the co-op gig, curating street art for a warehouse space in Red Hook. Kids with spray cans channeling my old fire. Dates flickered. A tattooed musician who ghosted after I mentioned family drama. A lawyer who eyed me like a case study. Sex was mechanical. Bodies foreign after wearing hers. But the dreams intensified, her voice in my head, urging swaps, secrets unraveling like thread. One night, blackout drunk at a loft party, I spilled to a stranger, a journalist sniffing Voss dirt. She made me a monster. I slurred, her earrings glinting on my necklace like talismans. He perked, notebook out. Off record.
Lies.
By morning, my words in ink. Exclusive. Daughter of fallen icon speaks. Mom's the real criminal. A controversy exploded. Talk shows booked. Protests outside the co-op. Free Evelyn versus Justice for Ariana. I became the face. Interviews in dive bars. My rawness viral. Power. Unbidden. Mom's doing? Or mine? Victor's appeal hit then. Bombshell motion. Evidence of neural tampering. Echo residue. He claimed, making witnesses unreliable.
Including me.
My swap testimony? Dismissed as delusion. Feds wavered. Deal crumbling. Panic clawed, back to square one.
Exposed.
I drove to the Pine Barrens, the intern's grave site from Victor's drunk ramble. Dug shallow. Found nothing but roots and rain. But a marker, crude.
HD.
Plus AV. Forever. Mom? Here. Pre-frame. burying evidence or love. The link pulsed stronger. Headaches like migraines with voices. Her whispers. Fight, baby. For us. I resisted, but curiosity won. Smuggled another visit. This time with a black market echo patch, Neural Bridge. Bootleg from a Rikers contact. Strapped it on in the car.
Synced via smuggled biometric.
Not full swap. Just peek. Flashed in her cell. Pacing. But thoughts flooded. Regret. Yes. But strategy. She was playing me. Leaking to the journalist herself. Forcing my hand to testify again. Reversal deeper. The protection was real, but laced with control. She'd birthed my rage to weaponize it against Victor. Her pawn in a long game. Betrayal layered. Not just sacrifice, but puppeteering. I ripped the patch. Drove erratic. Nearly wrapping around a semi. Crash would end it. Controversial exit. Tabloid fodder. But survival stubborn. Pulled over. Sobbed into the wheel. Mom's gift? Not earrings. But this fire. The will to burn it all. Climax brewed in Victor's retrial. Manhattan courthouse a circus. I took the stand. Ariana Voss. Unswapped. Unbroken. She framed me, I said, voice steady. But he killed for her secrets. Cross-exam shredded, lawyers painting me unstable. Swap sick. Then, her entrance, Evelyn. Bailed on technicality. In Chanel suit. Eyes locked on mine. Tell the truth. Darling, she mouthed. The link flared, her urging mercy.
Expose him fully.
I broke. Wait. Dropped the bomb. The trafficking ring. Swaps for slaves. Bodies traded like art. Victor's empire. Not just echo. Jury gasped. Judge banged.
Chaos.
Mistrial whispers. Victor lunged.
Cuffed.
Screaming. She's lying. The bitch swapped and stole my life. Guards dogpiled. Mom? Smiled faint.
Proud.
Her play worked him buried deeper. Her lighter sentence pending. Post-trial. Shadows lengthened. Feds cut me loose. Witness protection dangled. But I walked. Into Brooklyn night.
Co-op lights beckoning.
Mom's last letter waited. Come home. Begging now. We finish this together.
Beg.
The word hung. Controversial crux. Forgive the monster who made me. Or let her beg eternal. Autumn bit hard that year. Leaves carpeting Brooklyn like confetti from a funeral I couldn't attend. The co-op thrived amid scandal. Gawkers turned patrons. My curations raw.
Authentic, per the Times.
But authenticity's a lie we tell ourselves. Inside. Evelyn's echo nod. A low hum in my skull like tinnitus from the swap. Therapy finally stuck a no bullshit shrink in Williamsburg. Sessions paid in bartered art. You're grieving the mother you wished for, she said. Notepad balanced on her knee. Grieving? Try exhuming. Victor's second trial sealed him, life. Plus trafficking counts that made headlines bleed. Echo's remnants? Raided labs? Patents seized. The tech branded Frankenstein fraud. Mom's plea? Reduced to 10. White-collar wing at Alderson, Federal Country Club for Fallen Queens. She wrote weekly. Perfumed stationery. Pleas evolving from fix us to I need you. The begging phase.
Raw.
Ariana. The night's here. Empty, without your fire.
Come.
Swap stories. If not skins. I burned the first stack in a coffee can behind the co-op. flames dancing like her gala toasts. But the last, I kept, folded with the earrings in a lockbox under my bed. Controversial ritual. Red one per full moon. Testing the scar. Her words wormed. Details I'd glimpsed in the swap. Unshared. My conception. Not planned but cherished. The frame. A desperate bid when Victor threatened acid on my dorm room door. Protection's price, my innocence. Deep secret unveiled. She'd miscarried twice before me, vowing I'd be her legacy. Betrayal? Born of love's terror. Thanksgiving loomed. Lena, real Lena this time, inviting me to her family's queen's spread. Turkey and tension. Aunts prying. Heard about your ma? Tough break. I nodded. Plate heaped, but appetite fled. Post-meal haze. I ghost drove to the thruway. Upstate calling like a siren's wail. Alderson by dawn. Fog cloaking the gates. Approval? Bribed with a sketch. My face. Her eyes. Visiting room sterile. Coffee bitter. She entered. Softer, gray streaks artful now. Laugh lines etched true. You came. Echo of the first visit. But no hook. Just fatigue. We sat. Hands inches apart on formica. Why? I asked. Direct as a shank. She sighed. Evelyn's poise cracking. Because you're my mirror. Ariana. The swap showed me your strength. My poison. Victor. He wasn't the villain alone. I built Echo for us, immortality. So you'd never lose me like I lost them. Them, the lost babies. Ghosts I'd never named. Truth reversed again. Layers peeling. The embezzlement? Seed money for my escape fund. Offshore. Untouched. She'd framed me to trigger investigation. Draw feds to Victor's door. My Rikers years? Monitored. Protected. Contraband books her bribes. Early parole her pull. The earrings? Hidden. Not tossed. Retrieved post-raid. Now on a chain around her neck. Hidden under scrubs. For the woman who gave me everything, she whispered, echoing my old words. Shock hollowed me. Sacrifice. Yes, but puppeteered with precision. Her ma ambition cloaked in maternal myth. You stole my agency, I said. Voice ash. Made me your weapon. She nodded. Tears real, no mascara to streak. And you do the same. For love. The link pulsed. Faint, her mind open.
No schemes.
Just ache. I saw it, the girl she'd been. Brooklyn-born like me. Clawing from nothing. Vowing better for her kid.
Me.
Controversial decision 3. The endgame. I could walk. Let her fade in stripes. My life untainted.
Or.
Bridget. One more swap, I said. Impulsive. The words out before reason clamped. Her eyes lit hope. Hunger. To understand?
No. To end.
I smuggled the patch again. Synced in the bathroom stall. Guards bribed blind. Flashed in, her cell. Bare bulb. But her essence flooded. Regrets stacked like unpaid debts. Love fierce as the rage she'd ignited. Not full transference, just enough to rewrite. In that neural blur, I forgave. Not her, but the girl in the mirror. Pulled out. Gasping. The link severed for good. Echo's curse broken. Go live. Mom, I said, standing. Your masterpiece is done. She begged then. Full-throated. Don't leave. Please. Ariana, come back. We can rebuild. Voice cracking. Hands pressing glass like prayer. I walked, not looking back. The doors clang final as a gavel.
Outside.
Sun-pierced fog. Upstate hills rolling free. Happy? Tragic? Debate fodder. Was mercy the twist? Or just delay? Mom's empire dust. But her fire in me, curating chaos. Loving fierce. Earrings on my chain. Back in Brooklyn. Co-op buzzing with winter show prep, street art screaming rebellion. Lena hugged me at the door. Rough trip? I smiled.
Real.
Healing. Nights.
No dreams, sleep salad. City hum lullaby.
But letters stopped, replaced by a package. Her chain. Earrings gleaming. Note. Yours now. Begging ends.
Love. Eve.
I wore them to the opening. Diamonds catching light like stars over the Hudson. Controversy? Faded to footnote. My story in a memoir deal. Swapped souls. A daughter's revenge. Readers argued. Villain mom. Or flawed hero.
Me?
I argued with no one. America's tense. Dark. Dramatic swallows us whole. Spits out survivors. I survived. And in the quiet, I wondered, if she begged at my door tomorrow, would I let her in? The alley rain that started it all, I revisited on New Year's. Duffel long buried, but memory heavy. Stood there, wind off the river, whispering to ghosts. Even. Not forgiveness, that's myth. But peace? Close enough. In this country of second chances, bought with blood, it's the best revenge, living unswapped. Unbroken.
Mine.